Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa McCallum, Chief Lending Officer of Michigan Women Forward, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 7th annual WomanUp and Pitch business plan and pitch competition in mid-Michigan. These competitions are held throughout the state all throughout March. Back in October, 110 women submitted 2-page business concept papers with their application to the competition. With the help of volunteer reviewers, we narrowed it down to 40 finalists across the state of Michigan, 9 of whom are pitching tonight. Before we jump into the pitches, I wanted to take a moment for our esteemed judges to introduce themselves. So first we have Brandy Cook Brown from 100K Ideas. Brandy, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much, Lisa. I'm Brandy Cook Brown, Executive Director for 100K Ideas, a nonprofit located in Flint, Michigan, where we help people with ideas, hopefully turn them into a real business and a reality. So I'm very excited to be here today.
Great. And thank you so much and welcome. And next we have Taylor Moberg from MSU FCU. Taylor, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm so honored to be here, and I cannot wait to hear from all of the women business owners. My title at MSU FCU is the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Manager, and I get the honor of supporting our employee resource groups, our DEIB Council, and then also just serving as a thought partner for our departments across the organization to make sure we're always embedding equity and inclusion in the work we're doing. And again, I'm just so honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Taylor. And lastly, we have Carrie Schneider from Consumers Energy. Carrie, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, good evening. My name is Carrie Schneider. I've had the pleasure of working at Consumers Energy for 27 years, and in my current role as Community Programs Manager for 10. As a member of our small corporate giving team, I support our Consumers Energy Foundation, particularly our employee and retiree giving programs and matching gifts programs, mobilize employee and retiree volunteers across the state. And then I manage our statewide philanthropic campaigns like United Way. So thanks so much for having me. I am so excited to hear all of the hard work that all of you have been doing.
Well, thank you, judges, so much for being with us. We are blessed to have you with us. The judges have already reviewed each of the finalists' 10-page business plans, which account for 60% of the final score. And in less than a minute, we will hear the pitches, which accounts for 40% of the score. Each finalist will have exactly 3 minutes to pitch, and then up to 5 minutes for the judges to ask questions. So judges, are you ready? All right, please allow me to introduce the fantastic Ellie Drain. Ellie, let's get started.
Let's do it, Lisa. Thanks so much. I'm going to let you go, and we'll see you back here just a little bit later. Okay, judges. So as Lisa was saying, you've read the business plans. You know what you're about to hear, but viewers have not read business plans. So something I want them to keep in mind is that those do account for 60%, the majority of the score, but the pitches, they are still worth something this evening. And I'm very excited to hear from our finalists in just a moment. Before we do that, just want to let our viewers know you should have received a link for your own score sheet. You be the judge this evening. So you can follow along. That link should work on your phone, tablet, and it should be a fillable PDF. Or if you're really cool like me, you could print it and fill it in by hand. So as you go this evening, be thinking like a judge and scoring on your own. Something else to keep in mind this evening, viewers, is that you will have a chance a little bit later to vote for some of your favorite pitches in a few different categories. Those are going to be the best hook. So what hooked you in? What engaged you? You wanted to hear more. The most creative visuals, maybe that's a slide, maybe it's a background, maybe it's something they hold up. So be paying attention and watching for that. And then the most passionate pitch. Who here you just feel it through the screen. They love what they do. They love their business, and they need some money tonight to make things happen. So keep that in mind. Be filling out your score sheet as we go throughout this evening. All right, but enough of me. Let's go ahead and get things started. I'm going to pull in our first finalist for the evening, Suzanne R. Jones with Women Move. That's MOVE. Hello, Suzanne. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. Looking forward to this.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to hearing from you as well. And you are our very first finalist, not only in the startup category, but for the entire competition this evening. And I know that you are going to start us off strong. So, Suzanne, you have some slides for us. I'm going to go ahead and pull those in. Now, a note to viewers, slides are not required. Finalists may choose to use them. So you may notice some will and some won't. And that does not count against them. It was their choice. Suzanne has some wonderful slides for us, though. And so, Suzanne, how this goes is I have 3 minutes on my nifty timer here. And so when you start talking, this countdown will start. At 3 minutes, if need be, I will call time. You may finish your sentence. Then we'll go into some Q&A from the judges. So, Suzanne, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, go ahead, take a deep breath. Let it out when you are ready.
Have you ever encountered a brick wall, a feeling of being stuck or not knowing what to do next? Have you seen an important woman in your life discouraged and not knowing how to fully live her brilliance? Well, then Women Move is the solution to create joy and direction by finding life purpose. My name is Suzanne R. Jones, and I'm the founder and creator of Women Move. MOVE stands for Mission, Opportunity, Vision, and Exceptional Behaviors. Women Move empowers women ready to design or redesign the next phase of their life by discovering their life purpose through the powerful MOVE concept. I had the life-changing opportunity to learn in-depth mission building. It changed my life. Now I teach and empower women and girls. I was inspired to create Women Move and Girls on the Move because of my mission and life purpose. I have been dedicated for over 15 years. I was inspired to add this new women's demographic because of that. My first program was Girls on the Move. Women Move is a startup business, and it is a direct extension, but an elevated, accelerated, and in-depth level for women. Girls on the Move can be a potential funnel for support for Women Move. Women Move is a coaching and training program that offers in-person, group, virtual, or live online training and educational programming. There is a detailed, targeted marketing program included in the business plan that addresses each of the major demographic areas. Utilizing the unique, original MOVE formula, women will discover life purpose, inner resilience, well-being, mindfulness, and so much more. The formula includes 3 steps. Number 1, a foundational mission building learning tool. Number 2, a recorded version of a vision statement for lasting impact. And finally, exceptional behaviors are explored to break through a woman's glass ceiling. A marketing professor illustrates the critical importance of finding a starving crowd for business success. There is a growing demand for life coaching. After all, the coaching industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I have a strong network of diverse professional colleagues and friends. Here are many of the absolutely amazing women that have helped Girls Move, demonstrating support, credibility, leadership, trustworthiness. And they have been the foundation of Girls on the Move. It shows persistence. It is important for Women Move to be a part of the rich tapestry of life, expressing diversity and inclusiveness. The goal would be to use the $10,000 prize money for SEO and website development, email video platforms, social media marketing, legal advice, online course development, technical equipment, support, and business expenses. I am requesting support and funding so that Women Move can help women rise up and shine.
All right, way to finish there. Okay, I know that can be a little jarring, but you kept it going. Way to go. Okay, so now we are going to give the judges an opportunity to ask some questions they may have had after reviewing your business plan and hearing your pitch. And how we're going to do this is I'll say the order they're going to go in. So let's start with Brandy and then go to Taylor and then to Carrie. So Brandy, let's start with you.
Okay.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Suzanne, for your presentation. My biggest question was you kind of went a little bit into this in your business plan, but can you tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you even to start Girls on the Move initially?
So I was inspired to start Girls on the Move because of a in-depth mission building program that I participated in during my career. My background, I have a master's in educational administration, so I have a passion for education. I maintain my Society for Human Resource Management senior level credentials. I teach Girls on the Move. I've taught many years of college level courses as well. And I'm currently the board chair for Jackson Preparatory and Early College. So that is my background and lots of preparation. I recently took an in-depth 3-day coaching program with Dr. Claire Zammit. And so that was another activity that I recently did. And I'm a firm believer in continuing education.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Suzanne. It was incredible to read your business proposal, and I'm excited to, again, hear your pitch and learn more about you and your business. I was very curious to hear more about the research behind the mission development, and then also the impact that the vision recording has on the individuals who would be participating in Women Move.
Well, there's really a great deal of research out there. And in terms of mission and vision building, there can be documented evidence of the change. I have a personal story because when I took my mission building, it was in depth, it was live vision, it was, you feel it, you know it's going to happen. So Girls on the Move would not be here, Women Move would not be here. And we've touched nearly over the many years, even beyond 2016, since we've been at Columbia Schools, we've touched, when I add it all up, approximately 800 to 1,000 girls. So, and we teach a lot of mindfulness, and I would be using that with the women too. And there's excessive research on. I just posted a Psychology Today research article on Facebook about the power of affirmations, how to use them, how they can change your life.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Suzanne. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Really great business plan.
Thank you.
Could you just share a little bit more on how you see Girls on the Move being a funnel to Women on the Move, or Women Move, excuse me?
So I see that it could be a potential funnel in terms of, first of all, we have the established support of the many women over the years that have been incredible. And I know, I'm confident they would continue to support in whatever way they can a new initiative. But in addition to that, we also do have young ladies now that have stayed with the program. And they started in 5th grade, 6th grade, they became role models. Now they're in college. And some of those girls may or may not want to join back in, or they also will help make connections with other women and young ladies that might need coaching and might need to have the opportunity to have some life-changing coaching and so forth. I also think that as the program develops, there would be a chance that I see that there could be mentoring capacities, right? So if I'm coaching women, there may be a support network of mentoring, and that could come from our role models for any of them that might be interested and that have the background.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Do you have any other quick questions for Suzanne before we let her go? All right. Well, Suzanne, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much. And again, great job kicking us off strong this evening.
We'll
talk to you a little bit later.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So there you have it. Judges and viewers get a feel for how this is going to go. So judges, while I allow you to make some marks on your scorecards here, viewers, we want to hear from you. We want to get you a little involved. So I want to see who is furthest away from Michigan, and we'll be even more specific. I'm coming at you from our Grand Rapids office. The Mid-Michigan competition encompasses what it sounds like, mid-Michigan. So let's say Lansing. I don't know. It just seems like in the middle of my hand here. So we'll find out who's the furthest from Lansing. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and tell us where you're watching from in the chat, please. So while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our next finalist this evening. We have Ugbad Keenan with Take Flight Financial Coaching. How are you doing this evening?
I'm great. Hope you all are doing well.
We are. And you have some slides for us. I'm going to go ahead and pull those in.
Amazing.
Oh, a nice blue sky that I did not see today. It was a little gloomy around here with some rain and clouds, but that looks so nice. So how this works is I have 3 minutes on my timer. When you start talking, that countdown will start. If need be, I will call time at 3 minutes and you may finish your sentence. So go ahead and take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. When you start talking, this timer will start, and good luck.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Iqbal, and I'm here to talk to you about Take Flight Financial Coaching. Take Flight is my idea for a financial coaching app that helps users understand their relationship with money and develop better financial habits by utilizing coaching, behavioral science, positive psychology, and accountability. And I am here seeking funds to create a clickable prototype of the app. We're all familiar with the concept of financial literacy, which is the ability to understand key financial concepts and principles. However, it's not the end-all be-all goal that we're often told. It actually lies on a spectrum. And beyond financial literacy lies a concept called financial capability. If a financially literate person understands different types of budgeting techniques, a financially capable person can apply them to their lives and in their decision-making to achieve their goals. In the age of information we live in, it's never been easier to become financially literate. However, there's a growing population of people, who are literate, but not necessarily capable. The key differentiation between the former and the latter is financial capability encompasses a person's behaviors, mindsets, and attitudes towards money. And the reality is if you're ever trying to create change, you need to address mindsets and behaviors. I saw this day in and day out when I worked as a financial coach. The things my clients needed the most support on wasn't financial literacy topics or crafting the perfect budget. What they needed support on was understanding their relationship with money, identifying money triggers or biases or inherited beliefs about money that don't really serve them that they were still carrying. And it was in making these connections, developing these deeper understandings, especially when the habits they were dealing with in the past weren't aligning with their values and were keeping them from their goals. When we were able to make those connections, that's when they were able to start making changes and really develop long-lasting and healthy financial habits. Take Flight is built on the concept of financial capability, which has 4 elements: knowledge, action, influence, and access. And these are the building blocks of Take Flight. A really great example is our money mindset quiz, which is under the action building block. We know that money is a really stressful topic. It can bring up a lot of anxiety, shame, and frustration. So Take Flight aims to make it a little bit more accessible by gamifying the experience. One of the first things our users would do is take our money mindset quiz, where it establishes a baseline, they learn a bit about themselves, and they get assigned their own personal bird avatar. As they continue to use the app and identify their area of growth, develop their 90-day action plan, which we call their flight plan, and go on this journey, the bird goes on a journey with them. As they get closer to their goal, the bird gets closer to its destination. You may be familiar with Noom, which, despite a really oversaturated health and fitness market, found a lot of success because of their behavior-focused approach to diet and exercise. My dream is for Take Flight to be the Noom of the financial wellness space. I firmly believe that when people are given support to understand their circumstances, that's when they're empowered to change them. And my dream is for Take Flight to help people get unstuck and take flight towards their financial goals. Thank you.
Nicely done. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go into up to 5 minutes of questions from the judges. And this round, let's start with Taylor, then Carrie, and then Brandy. So Taylor.
Thank you so much for your presentation. In my role at the credit union, I do see behaviors with spending influenced again by the past experiences that folks have. So it's really incredible to see you taking that into consideration in your business. My question is how do you encourage the accountability piece so that folks don't steer off of the 90-day plan that you mentioned?
Yeah, a part of coaching, a lot of it is you're helping somebody kind of drop a path and a map, kind of addressing in advance when things are going to go wrong. So part of our coaching plan would be like, what are 3 barriers you think you're going to face? What are 3 potential ways that you can overcome it? And part of the way that I envision it, I still don't know what tools we would incorporate, if there would be a bank of suggestions and things like that, if you can't come up with it. On your own. So when people would have these check-ins, there would be kind of continuous check-ins, like weekly check-ins. You would say, did you keep to, if your goal is around budgeting and you want to budget consistently, it would, be like, were you able to budget this week? Did you have your budgeting session this week? And if you said no, then it would offer suggestion. Why don't you try? And it's something they've identified in the past. The user is keeping themselves accountable. And I think that can be really powerful when you have that said back to you. I struggle with accountability a lot myself, and I think it's because we struggle to have that foresight. We kind of lose that sight of what we wanted for ourselves. So coaching is a lot like a mirror, holding up a mirror to this person, and I wanted this app to also do that for them as well.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Great presentation, an amazing concept. I'm with Taylor. I think, financial literacy is so important. Have you considered partnering with schools? We think about financial literacy, and many people, I think, put a lot of emphasis more on the adulthood, but usually by the time someone is an adult, they've already made some poor financial decisions. So just wondering what your thoughts are on partnering with schools.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what differentiates Take Flight from a lot of other personal finance apps on the market right now is it's focused mostly on the habit building element of your personal finances. There's obviously the behavioral piece and the coaching piece, but I think in my experience working with people, it always comes back to your habits. So I think this definitely could be adapted to people who are in middle school or high school, teaching them about, like, you got your monthly allowance. Did you make a plan for that allowance? Did you, whatever it is, I think it could be adapted because it focuses. And I absolutely agree that, if you can help somebody develop those tools really early on, that a lot of the work they're doing is proactive versus kind of going back and trying to do a lot of work to fix things. So I think my dream is this can be adapted to a bunch of different scenarios. And I think that that's what I want it to. I also think a lot of personal finance apps, when you use it, you're subscribing to their way of managing money too. You Need a Budget is a really great app that I use and I love, but it is subscribing to one way of budgeting. This isn't telling you how to budget. This isn't telling you how to save. You can do whatever you want. You're empowered to do whatever you want that works best for you. But this is about the habit.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, and your idea definitely piqued my interest reading your business plan. One thing that you had mentioned in your business plan and kind of alluded to is that there are a lot of support resources for the financial literacy component. And I will tell you, reading your business plan is the first time I've heard financial capability in this manner. Has there been anything else that addresses this, or would this be kind of the first of its kind? Because again, I'm just not familiar with the term, but I don't know if there are other resources that kind of address similar concepts.
Yeah, financial capability is kind of a growing concept. It's something that is in a lot of like academic research papers and things like that. I also just happen to have a certificate in financial capability that I got while I was working as a coach. There is a growing approach, a growing use of behavioral science, I think, when it comes to personal finance apps, but there isn't something, I think, that has a unique focus on capability. And I think that is really one of the things that makes Take Flight really, really different. It's backed by research. I did my undergraduate capstone on developing this idea. So I have a lot of academic research and articles that I've used to kind of excuse me, I'm fasting and I haven't had water all day. I'm sorry. I've had a lot of resources that I've used to kind of back this up too. So yeah, I really appreciate that question. It's my passion. And I want more people to talk about it because, again, financial literacy is super important. But when we have this idea that that's the goal, that's where we stop. We want people to be more than that. And I think that this will help people, hopefully.
No, thank you so much.
Okay. Ubad Keenan with Take Flight Financial Coaching. Well done. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we'll talk to you a little bit later, all right?
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Audience, I was reading through your comments. We have somebody watching from Newcastle in the United Kingdom. So I think it is probably past your bedtime over there, but I could be wrong. So thank you for staying up late with us. And we have several people from around Michigan, which is awesome, and International Falls, Minnesota. It just sounds cold, but thank you for joining us, Anne. And then Cassopolis. But I know who you're here to see. She's going to pitch next round, which we're looking forward to. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our next finalist, Kimberly Gomez with Sober-ish. Hi, Kim. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
We're doing well. All right. You have some slides for us as well. I will bring those in. Okay. So, Kim, how this works is I have 1, 2, 3 minutes on my timer. And when you start talking, the timer will start. If need be, I'll call time. When you hit 3 minutes, you can finish your sentence. So next time you start talking, I will start this timer when you are ready.
Hi, I'm Kim. I'm founder of Soberish. In 2016, I launched a marketplace that grew from an idea to over 1 million users in 3 short years. Like many professionals, I'd go home after a long day of growing that startup, and I'd have a glass of wine or a cocktail to take the edge off. Last year, after the acquisition of that company, I wanted to relax, but I mean like really relax. But I'm still running a family, and let's be real, I cannot throw back tequila like I could in my 20s. But unlike other industries, there wasn't a platform to find, review, and buy products. For example, when I wanted to find mushroom elixirs, I went to my local Meijer, and they were spread out amongst the teas, sodas, and sometimes even the produce aisle. And to research the effects, I had to literally search hundreds of online shops and blogs. And don't even get me started with the giggle grass. I had to visit my local dispensary, and I got completely lost in all of the cannabis jargon. And the last thing I wanted to associate myself with was a neon pot leaf. There just had to be a better way. So that's why I created Soberish. We're a marketplace offering a wide range of buzz without the booze products, including mushroom elixirs, federally legal, hemp-derived, THC and CBD-infused beverages, non-alcoholic spirits, mixers, and more. We are an all-in-one e-commerce experience that pairs both great content and brands to products that deliver a buzz. We also recently launched our very first product, our Soberish Drops, a flavorless hemp-derived blend that can be added to literally any drink. One dropper full gives a nice wine-like buzz in less than 10 minutes, and it truly is revolutionary for the space. Our all-female rock star team includes former global and strategy officer at Starbucks and the current chair of the Cannabis Beverage Association, among others. Our target market is the 1 in 3 people looking to drink less this year. And with female millennials and Gen Zs leading the trend, THC drinks are poised to become the next big thing in the beverage industry. In addition, we are targeting the non-cannabis, sober-curious market, which includes the $2 billion ready-to-drink mocktail industry. In August, I wanted to test my assumptions and launched a beta site, which ended up producing over $60,000 in revenue. With that, we got busy to launch our full marketplace that launched in late January, and we've already hit $100,000 in sales, which, like any startup, has gone directly back into Soberish. We have been growing organically, and we'll use today's winnings on testing ads and additional press to reach even more people who want a healthier, soberish lifestyle. Soberish bridges the gap between the neon pot leaves and Walmart, making it a preferred destination for the sober, curious community. So my question to you is, are you ready for a buzz without the booze? I think you are. Join us at soberish.com.
Time. Whoa, okay. All right, so now we are going, yeah, there you go, let it out. So now we're going to go into some Q&A with the judges, Kim. So this round, we're going to start with Carrie, then Brandy, then Taylor. So Carrie, go ahead with your question.
Great presentation, Kim. I'm just fascinated. I never knew that this existed.
Right?
Yeah, it's incredible. So I guess I'm just interested to know if there are products that you've tried, but you've already had to tweak something because of either like feedback or the quality, or I'm wondering about how you get to the point that you are definitely going to go with this product.
Yeah. So when I initially started like reviewing these non-alcoholic alternatives, it actually started this summer. So my mom struggles with alcohol and she moved in with us. And with that, I was like, Mom, there's all these like non-alcoholic alternatives that we should try. And some of them actually say we're going to get a buzz. And so we started reviewing them, and some were really good and some were really bad. And because I love social media, I started doing video reviews, and a couple of the videos went viral. And so people were saying, where can I get these? Because where have these been all my life? And so with that, that's how I launched the platform in August. And it was just all the brands that I had tested and loved. I was like, this is Kimmy G's, because that was my name on social media, my daughter. Thank you. But they're like, this is a curated list of great options. And then, but the Soberish drops, we launched those. We went through like the leading manufacturer in the hemp space, and we did a bunch of iterations. And we actually launched these just a couple weeks ago. 1,500 bottles. We thought it was going to last us 6 months, and we sold out in like 3 days. And so I know it's been crazy, and I'm not saying this to brag, but it's like a lot of us, and we are all in like our target demographic, like busy moms who want to maybe drink a little less, but aren't ready really to give up their like relaxing nighttime buzz. Yeah. So it's been great. And to have the community really be behind us, that's wonderful. Sorry, I'm kind of like going off on a tangent.
No worries. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Kim. My one question, and you touched on this a little bit, is kind of how you've navigated the regulations, specifically with your THC-related products. Because I will say I am not super well versed in what it is, but it seems like you've kind of figured out how to navigate that. So I was just curious, has that been a little difficult, or has that not really been too much of an issue? Or you have support to kind of help you navigate those roadblocks?
Yeah, so I was a non-cannabis user before this. I had a bad experience with a gummy, and I was like, never again will play with anything with a wacky weed. And so when I started trying these drinks, they were like, it's just like a nice, mild, like wine-like buzz. And I was like, okay, Mom, we might be stony baloney after this, but let's like try it out. And it was like, honest to God, this like wine-like buzz. And so I started digging, and the hemp-derived beverages are legal nationwide because of the 2018 Farm Bill. And so you can ship them nationwide. You can actually take, so this is like within like the limits of what you can take on an airplane. So you can like take these on the airplane because they're federally legal. And so we've done a lot of work in the space, making sure that everyone is compliant within like the limitations that the law states. But it's been definitely a learning curve, but it's such an amazing community. And like I mentioned in the pitch, Diana, she leads the Cannabis Beverage Association. So she's been kind of my go-to, like who's the best manufacturer, who, for labeling, who is XYZ. And she's just been a great resource to have on our team.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Kim. Thank you so much for your pitch, and your enthusiasm is really contagious. My question is, well, one, I want to validate that I definitely think this is an untapped market where there are a lot of individuals looking for beverages that make them feel so included in the nightlife, going out with friends. Have you considered, or are you considering in the future, partnering with local restaurants or bars to offer your products to expand, and tap into those other markets?
Definitely. So we are actually working on our wholesale kind of model and how we would attack that. But given our like direct to consumer, we have a better margin. We're going to stay in that lane. Again, we want to make sure we can boil that cup of water before we try to boil the ocean. But no, we've actually had so many people, because they see our videos and our content online and say, can we carry this in our bar? And it's like, yes, when we're back in stock. But yes, totally. And honestly, that's what the nice thing is about the drops, is that if your bar doesn't maybe carry something like this, you can put it in your purse, you can order a mocktail and make it your own little, buzz version. And again, it's just a mild buzz, like a glass of wine, but it is an intoxicant. So we say, don't drive, but yeah, we would love to partner with restaurants and bars and everything.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Okay. Kim Gomez with Soberish. Well done. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll let you go and talk to you a little bit later. All right.
See you guys.
Okay. All right. And so now, to round out the startup round of pitches this evening, I would like to bring in our next finalist, Dr. Larissa Ankley with GradFinder. Hello, how are you this evening?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Well, we're doing pretty well, I think. So things are, I'm going to knock on some wood because I just jinxed myself. Like things are running smoothly. We're gonna run into something, but not yet, not yet.
Not
So
right now.
you do have some slides that I'm going to pull in right now. Okay. So how this works, I know you know this spiel, but I'm going to give it one more time. I have 1, 2, 3 minutes on the timer. And so that will start when you start talking. I will call time at 3 minutes if you have not finished yet, and you may finish your sentence. So go ahead and just take a deep breath, center yourself, whatever you need to do. And then when you start talking, this timer will start when you're ready.
Hi, everyone. I am Larissa Angley, and I'm the founder and owner of GradFinder, an online recruitment tool that will transform how PhD applicants and graduate programs find their perfect match. Today, I'm asking for a $10,000 investment to develop the web application that will revolutionize the application process for biomedical PhD programs and really enhance how universities recruit their top-tier talent. Now, currently, PhD applicants have to scour roughly 300 university websites to find suitable programs. This process is really time consuming, it can be overwhelming, and it can even discourage some potential applicants from submitting that application and pursuing their dreams. Now, on top of that, there are over 20,000 people applying to biomedical PhD programs every single year. So, how do you set yourself apart and how do you secure that acceptance? Now, together, these roadblocks really cause inequities and they limit the diversity of graduate programs. And as if this isn't bad enough, universities actually face similar challenges. So they struggle to stand out among a sea of competitors and to effectively communicate their unique offerings. Now, we are going to conquer these challenges head on, and we're going to drive equitable practices that support diversity using our simple and efficient search, match, and connect pipeline. At GradFinder, we really believe that you shouldn't need a PhD just to be able to apply for one. So how does this work? Applicants and universities are going to pay to access and explore our database of applicant and university profiles, and this will be available to them 24/7 from anywhere. And then using specified preferences, GradFinder will provide personalized match recommendations, really streamlining that research process for applicants and reducing the information overload. Now, additionally, applicants and universities can even connect with each other and engage with their top matches to really foster that meaningful relationship that's crucial for successful applications. Now, as the brand new director of graduate student success at Michigan State, a PhD graduate and a first generation student myself, I've really made it my mission to make PhD programs in the biomedical sciences accessible, equitable, and inclusive. Now, my experience and expertise, combined with the skills of Jeff McWhirter and his team at Gravity Works here in Lansing, can really help to bring GradFinder to life. Now, the $10,000 investment is going to be used to hire Gravity Works to develop and launch the GradFinder platform. Additionally, I'm really fortunate to have mentors with diverse backgrounds in academia, business, but also in social change to really provide valuable guidance and support. But you don't have to take my word for it. These 10 universities are really eager to adapt GradFinder as their primary recruitment tool. So with your investment, we can really start to implement equitable recruitment strategies in biomedical PhD programs that are really going to drive accessibility, equity, and inclusivity in STEM. So thank you so much for considering this opportunity. I'm grateful for your time and attention.
All right, before 3 minutes, well done. Okay, now we are going to go into some Q&A time with the judges. And so this round, let's go Brandy, Taylor, then Carrie. So Brandy.
Sorry, I couldn't find my mouse. Sorry. Took a little technical difficulties there. Thank you so much for your presentation. Outside of your own personal experience, were you noticing these difficulties among other people that you probably networked with and trying to find a program that inspired this? I mean, obviously we all have our personal connection to this, but I'm curious just kind of what other stories you might have been told in with similar backgrounds.
Oh, absolutely. So as an undergrad, I participated in this program called McNair. And the whole point of that program is to help first generation students get to grad school. And so I met everyone in there that had similar struggles to me. And even now getting to grad school, it's far too common.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It was wonderful to read your proposal as well.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. My question is, what kind of information would you be collecting from, the students that would be using the app as well as they're looking for, to match with programs?
Yeah, absolutely. So information from the applicant, I really want to be focusing on their experiences. So what they bring to a lab, what they bring to a science program. Have they given research talks? Do they understand what a hypothesis is, or are they just going through the motions in a lab? Those kind of questions are really hard to get through on the current applications that are available. Um, and so that's going to be the major focus. A big focus currently on applications is, do you check all these boxes that we're looking for? And that's really not the best way to go about it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Amazing business plan.
Thank
Great
you.
presentation. Excited for this potential tool. My daughter as well was in the same predicament that you were, trying to navigate different websites. What do you see as being potential hurdles for this going out into the market? It's wonderful that you have the 10 universities that have basically already signed on, but just wondering what you foresee as potential hurdles.
Yeah, so one of the major hurdles I'm expecting to run into are from the schools like Harvard, Yale, the schools that really don't have to do much to get students, and they're going to get great students. But something really common in academia is trends. So if I can get a lot of those like Big 10 schools, a lot of the land grant institutions, I'm hoping that those Ivies will follow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Dr. Ankley before we let her go? All right. Well, thank you so much. Well done. And we're going to let you go back to the Zoom room.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We'll talk to you a little bit later. Okay, and just like that, we are done with the first round of pitches this evening in the startup category. So, reminder to everybody who's watching, fill in your scorecards, and remember that you will be voting a little bit later. We'll walk you through how, on your favorite hook. So who hooked you in, the most creative visuals. I think we've seen some great ones so far. And then the most passionate pitch. Yes, everybody's passionate, but who to you was just like a little bit above, right? Well, right now we're going to go ahead and take a short break. So we are going to let our judges go here a moment. Okay, and we're going to let them take a break. We're going to let you take a break too. If you need to get up, stretch, get a refill of something, let a dog out, go take care of a cat, whatever you got to do, you can do it. If you're staying here to hang out with me for a little bit, my name is Ellie Drain. I know Lisa introduced me, but I am the program reporting and events manager here at Michigan Women Forward. I've been working at MWF for 9.5 years. It's a long time, and have seen a lot of pitch competitions. I absolutely love this aspect of my job. Every year I get a new round of finalists to get to know, to hear about businesses. And, an interesting question that I was asked recently was, do you have a favorite every year? Now, I don't have kids, but I would imagine that it's similar to, a parent being asked that question. Like, do you have a favorite child? Do I have a favorite finalist? No, each one brings something different to the table. We do have a lot of interacting ahead of time because we are testing the technology to make sure that the night goes smoothly and that everyone's devices work and everything like that. And I just so enjoy interacting with everybody. So that was a question I thought was interesting. Like, do I have a favorite? No, I have lots of favorites. And the other question I got asked last week was, what is behind you? Well, this is how I spruced up a very boring wall in my office, or as I like to call it, my production room. So I've lost track how many years that we've been doing this virtually, but I decided this year I was going to have a little bit of fun with it. So these are your standard table skirts that you can get at your local party store. I happen to have some left over and from another event, and I looked and I was like, wait a minute, these are kind of our colors. I think I'm going to put these up on my very bland wall for the pitch competition, and so far they've stayed up. So there you go. I have 2 questions I was asked previously by a couple of people this week. Just thought I would address those here. So I will go ahead and I'm gonna head off camera a minute, take a little bit of a break myself, but we'll see you back here in just a few minutes for the next round of pitches in the established category. So sit tight. All right, well, everyone, welcome back to the Mid-Michigan 2024 Woman Up and Pitch competition. We are here ready to dive into the second round of pitches this evening in our established business category. Before I do that and bring the judges back, I did see that Jennifer Maxon is commenting on watching from Rockford, Michigan. Hello, Jennifer. Good to have you. Do want to give a shout out and a thank you to Jennifer and her team at Jennifer Maxon and Associates, because part of this process is obviously the 3-minute pitch. Well, how do they put that together? Some finalists may already have a pitch in place, some may not, but we have specific guidelines and criteria and all that. And Jennifer and her team do a pitch workshop in January to help finalists really hone in on their pitch and their message and effectively communicate that to us. So Jennifer, so glad that you're here watching and hope you're enjoying. So right now I'm going to go ahead and bring our judges back into the stream. Let's go with Taylor. I'm going to bring Brandy back in, and then we'll bring Carrie back in. Okay. So judges, I know that was an exciting first round, and we're very excited for this upcoming round. Now we have 5 finalists in the established category, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in our first, Felicia Carter with, and this is a mouthful, Shorties, Sweets, Eats, and Treats. Hello, Felicia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing well, and we can hear you, which is always fantastic. So we have some slides I'm going to go ahead and bring in here. Okay. And so, Felicia, how this works is I have 3 minutes on the timer. So when you start talking, that countdown will start. If need be, I'll call time at 3 minutes. You may finish your sentence, and then we'll go into some Q&A with the judges. All right. So go ahead, take a deep breath. I know you've been waiting for this for a while. And when you start talking, this timer will start. Good luck.
We have all experienced a long day at work, a busy agenda with errands, or a long to-do list. But after you finish, you still need lunch or dinner. What if you needed something to eat, but you were tired of all the fast food options, and you could possibly pass this task off to the owner of a catering company or a food truck? A special occasion is approaching, and you want delicious food prepared without having to do the cooking. In these situations, that's when you could contact Shorties. I'm Felicia. I go by Chef Shorty, and I am the owner and executive chef of Shorty Sweets, Eats, and Treats. Shorties is a catering and events company plus food truck. We specialize in flavor, offering more than just sweets crafted with love. I started out selling desserts and dinners from home in 2016 and grew this into a full business that was established in 2017 that offers catering and event services. Since then, I have designed and built a customized food truck to extend my services and offer business on the go. I've prepared food for thousands of people, baked and decorated hundreds of custom cakes and desserts, offering a customer-centered service. Offering these services and growing my business has allowed me to increase my revenue each year. I started with a $400 investment that has grown to over $40,000 in revenue. We handle the food business. We put our customers and their needs first. As a business, we give customers back their time at special events through catering and on a day-to-day basis through the food truck, offering a wide variety of freshly crafted food, desserts, and beverages that have been made with love. We are committed to serving fresh food using the best ingredients from local and wholesale sources. We shop at meat markets, farms, produce markets, and restaurant wholesalers. I have a passion for cooking and serving quality-made items. I'm determined to grow in all areas, to scale and enhance my business skills and the business overall. I have skin in the game from my experience, my education, and my investments. Our competition is other catering companies and food businesses in the area. Jackson has 18 to 20 food trucks, and 2 to 3 of them specialize in desserts. One of my advantages is the operating style of my business, and on our food truck, we offer a changing menu. These menus are tailored to the season of the year and the type of event that we are serving at. We offer freshly prepared items and customized experiences. I'm asking for the prize money to be able to grow and scale my current business, and I would like to enhance my current skills and upgrade my equipment, my marketing materials, and platforms. This will extend my customer reach and potential customer reach. Boosting our reach will help to lead to more sales and a positive return on investment. I want to.
Okay, Felicia, great job. Now we are going to move into some time for questions from the judges. So this round, we'll start with Taylor and then Carrie and Brandy. So Taylor, questions for Felicia.
Hello, Felicia. Thank you so much for your pitch. And looking at all those images made me absolutely hungry. So, when you're talking about scalability, what came up for me is how do you imagine, or how do you plan to keep the quality and the uniqueness? Because you have beautifully decorated baked goods, how do you plan to scale that without losing the quality of your food?
So I will always be in charge of the operations when it comes to the baking and the decorating of the items that we serve. I do hire staff for events and for my food truck, but I'm usually the one that's in control of things. Like if I need to direct someone to help with something, the quality won't be compromised because I'll always either teach them and direct them, or at least make sure that they have the skills to be able to maintain the quality that I like for my items.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Felicia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Felicia. Great presentation. Loved all of the pictures, as Taylor mentioned. I have seen that a lot of food trucks don't make it past year 4 or 5. What has been the secret sauce for you? How do you envision being able to keep going past that?
So for me, I believe the secret sauce is staying original. I maintain the fact that my recipes and my items are served and prepared fresh. I cook majority of all of my items from scratch. And then I also, like when I plan to grow and bring in more people, I make sure that they have the same type of idea in their mindset as far as, okay, this is the quality and the standard of what she likes for her business, and this is how we're going to do things.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi. My only question is, how do you decide locations for your food truck? I know like some people have like their standard spots that it works and that's where they go. Do you like to switch it up, or do you kind of have like your mainstay that people come and find you?
So I do switch it up. I'm based in Jackson, but I'm licensed to work anywhere in the state of Michigan. So I research food truck events, vendor shows, different types of locations that don't already have food, and I try to go to those type of locations because more people tend to travel to a place where there's not a lot of food already available, or like I try to look for highly trafficked areas where people are visiting often, and that's where I'll set up the food truck.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Felicia before we let her go? All right. Well, as everyone said already, those photos were amazing, and I'm hungry too. So I think while the next person goes, I might pull out my snack here just to hold me over. But Felicia, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. All right?
All right. Thank you.
All right. So Felicia Carter with Shorty's Sweets, Eats, and Treats. A little bit of everything there. All right. Up next, we're going to go ahead and introduce our next finalist in the established category. We have Christina Lakey with the Goblin King Players. Hello, Christina. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing good, I think. So I'm gonna go. Well, I'm doing well. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in your slides here. Okay, that is from Beetlejuice. That I know. Yes. Well, I mean, before it was in the corner, I knew what movie it was from. But okay. So how this works is we are going to have 1, 2, 3 minutes on the timer. And maybe that'll be a fun game as we go through your presentation for the audience watching to try to guess which movie is on the screen as your slides are going. Because I've seen your slides and I know there's several movies. So there are 3 minutes on this timer. When you start talking, this timer will start the countdown. And if need be, at 3 minutes, I'll call time. You may finish your sentence. So go ahead, take a deep breath, let it out. And when you start talking, this will start. Good luck.
Good evening. I'm Christina Lakey at the helm of the Goblin King Players, and tonight I'm here to share a vision that's very close to my heart. In the glow of a live performance, time and time again, I witness the wide-eyed wonder of multi-generational families, some seeing live theater for the first time, and I'm reminded of the profound impact we have fostering memories that will last a lifetime. This connection is what we strive to magnify, blending the art of shadow casting with immersive events to craft unparalleled experience. There is a growing hunger for entertainment that's more than observational. Shadow casting breathes new life into beloved films, with live actors mirroring the action, making every moment vibrant and immediate right before your eyes. Our immersive events take you further, building entire worlds that beckon you to step in, explore, and craft memories that linger long after the lights come up. But our vision extends beyond this. We breathe life into historic theaters, ensuring that in a time when so many are closing, they remain vibrant hubs of their communities. Let me share a testament to the impact of our work. In 2019, in a historic 1,600-seat theater, we achieved something extraordinary. We sold out the venue 4 times, setting a record that hadn't been seen in a century. Consider the impact that has on sustaining this venue and the new audiences discovering it as a result. But this isn't just a number or a niche, it's the future. The immersive events market is exploding, projected to hit $60 billion by 2027. We're not following that trend, we're setting it. While others lean on digital, we celebrate the authentic, and that is what sets us apart. In the landscape of live entertainment, escalating prices often act as deterrents, but we aim to dismantle this barrier with our tiered pricing strategy as mapped out in my business plan. Simply put, art is too important not to share. Standing at the brink of an extraordinary collaboration with the Jim Henson Company, we're ready to catapult our unique brand nationwide. The potential of this partnership is monumental, but realizing it hinges on the crucial support of funding, which in turn helps us with venue rental, a trailer, set upgrades, PR, and more. With 2 decades in the realm of live events, I've dedicated myself to filling a gap in our cultural landscape, preserving historical theaters, hiring artists, and knitting us closer through shared experiences, proving what we already know to be true: we are more alike than different. In a world that often feels overwhelming, art emerges as a beacon of light. Your investment in our vision lays the foundation for a sustainable business model that revitalizes theaters, empowers and employs artists, and nurtures countless communities for years to come. Thank you.
Time. All right. Well done.
Thank you.
Perspective there. Okay. All right. So now we have the judges are going to ask you some questions that they may have. And so for this round, we're going to go Carrie, Brandy, then Taylor. So Carrie.
Thank you so much for that presentation. I could just feel the vibrancy just through your voice and through the pictures. So thank you. I'm just curious, how do you select the communities that you go into?
That's a really great question. We like to work with historic theaters because we do have special needs. We need a stage, we need a screen. And a lot of times historic theaters are in downtowns. So they're sort of the hubs of their communities. So it is sort of like who's interested in us and where can we pull from. So like a city like Detroit, a city like Flint, maybe people who are into arts there, but we really like to also work in underserved communities because we try to keep ticket prices low and have, for example, like children's prices, family prices, group prices, so that everybody can come enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hi, thank you so much for your presentation. I actually think I saw that Hocus Pocus that was in front. If that was you, I do remember the boards up. You talked a little bit about the Jim Henson deal, and you also talked about it quite a bit in your business plan. So would that be like a licensing relationship that would allow you access to content that you could use for shows? or am I like stepping in a completely different direction of that significance?
No, you're absolutely right. So they asked me for a business proposal, and what I proposed was a licensure for the 40th anniversary of one of their most beloved films, and that would take us on a tour. And so what we're doing now is getting those foundational supports in place, because we need things like a trailer, and we need things like merch, and we're just really trying to get those pieces in place so that when it comes time to solidify that deal, we are good to go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your pitch and your business plan too. What I really appreciated about your proposal is that community partnership is so inherent and woven into it. How do you what is your plan to identify different performances to put on to attract a wide range of audiences?
It's interesting. When I'm looking for a movie we're going to do, or like an immersive event we're going to do, I kind of look at what merch is out there and what people are buying, because that tells me that company has found it useful enough to produce these things because they're being purchased. And so I'm a nerd, I'm not going to lie. So I have my finger on the pulse of what people like. And we're a very nostalgia-based entertainment entity. So I definitely know, but yeah, honestly, I don't want to give away my secret, but it's using what merch is out there and abundant. That's kind of the cornerstone of how I pick what we'll do next.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Christina, we have a question from the audience. What are their goblin prices?
What are the prices?
No, are there goblin prices?
I think I'm going to have to implement this for the next
something to think about, something to
consider.
consider.
An idea.
Okay, I thought that was too good not to ask. Okay, so Christina with the Lakey with the Goblin King Players, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we'll let you go back to the Zoom room, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thank you.
Okay. Brandy, I love that you've been able to experience that before, because I saw the Hocus Pocus initially. I was like, ooh, I might have to make a trip over to the east side of the state at some point. So
it was a cloud freezer. So yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and introduce our next finalist this evening. And I know she's got a lot of support out there because I saw some people from Cassopolis posting, probably here to see Vanessa Frias with Willowbrook Farms. Hello, Vanessa. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing really well. We're excited to hear your pitch. So you have some slides. I have brought those into the presentation. So Vanessa, how this works is I have 3 minutes on the timer, and when you start talking, that will start. If need be, I'm going to call time at 3 minutes if you haven't finished yet, and you can finish your sentence, and then we'll go into some Q&A with the judges. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Hi, my Cassopolis people.
All right, there you go. Showing some love. All right, so next time you start talking, this timer will start. Go ahead, take a deep breath, and when you are ready.
All right, guys. Hi, my name is Vanessa. I'm the owner of Willowbrook Farms, located in Cassopolis, Michigan. Welcome to our family farm. You'll see my family pictured. But one thing is, we're not just a farm. We're storytellers sharing our love for the land and the wholesome food that we produce. At the heart of our farm lies our pasture-raised meat operation. We're animal welfare approved by A Greener World, and we're also meat verified by the state of Michigan. Our animals enjoy a life full of fresh air and sunshine, resulting in the most flavorful, ethically sourced meat you'll find. But we're more than just a meat source. We invite you into our farm to experience it firsthand. We want you to get your hands dirty in our vegetable garden, and we want you to meet our farm animals. Along with that, we want your kids to come and just be free. We offer farm stays, educational workshops, seasonal events, bring community together. Our biggest push is bringing our community together. But speaking of community, we're passionate about helping our neighbors with our herd of goats. We provide an eco-friendly solution for invasive plant control. They'll happily clear overgrown areas and help restore habitats, offering a unique service for landowners and conservationists. Our farm isn't just a business for us, it's our way of life. We run this place with our 3 amazing kids, instilling in them the value of hard work, sustainability, and the joy of working in nature. They don't always love it, so we still make them do it. But when you support our farm, you're supporting our family and our dream. Let me go to the next slide. So who are our customers? Our customers are everyday people like you and I. Their schools, their universities, and their restaurants. So the biggest problem that we see in our country is physical and mental health. How can we change that? On our farm, we try to bring families together. We focus on nutrient-dense food. We try to teach people to know your farmer and know your food and be educated, because it's so important to know what you're putting into your body. So our market. Cool thing is that there's a rising demand for local, sustainable, and ethically raised meats. Michigan alone says that 38% of Michigan residents, they prioritize locally sourced food, meaning that people are caring about what they're eating. It's not like it used to be, go to McDonald's, go here. No, it's we need to know what we're putting in our body. Agritourism in general is a $2 billion industry in Michigan. So what we're looking for, we're asking for hand washing sinks and paved roads. Safety is our number one priority. These things will help us to have safe environments for everyone that comes in and out of the farm. Hand washing is so important so that we don't have germs and all those things on our farm. Sorry.
Oh, yours went off a little before mine. Okay, time. I see. Okay, Vanessa, now we're going to go into some Q&A with the judges, and we're bringing Carrie back into the stream. All right, let's just give her a moment there. But we will start with Brandy and then Taylor, and then we'll go to Carrie. So, Brandy.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. I love this idea. I'd like to think in my brain I could do this, and I would not be able to. So hats off to you. This is amazing and a huge commitment. What got you into this? Did you inherit the farm, or was this something that you proactively decided to just do one day?
Yeah, so we inherited nothing. We're first generation farmers. My husband and I and our children knew nothing about farming, but we knew that we wanted to move to the country. And so when we here, I just said, I'm going to buy a few goats. Well, that didn't just turn into goats. We then bought a few chickens, and chickens are the gateway drug to farming. And so so when we started going to other farms, I'm like, I want one of those, and I want one of those. And so we just started collecting animals, and I started learning about the pasture-raised meats, non-GMO, antibiotic-free, and the importance of health. And throughout this process, I've lost like 30 pounds just from changing the way I eat.
Well, congrats to that. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your pitch. I can completely relate to, I know the moment I buy a chicken, many more animals are to come. It's just wonderful to really see the dedication from your family. I'm sure it's a labor of love. Do you ever in the future foresee needing other employees, maybe outside of your family too?
Yes, well, we just had some interviews this week and last week. And so we're bringing someone on board because we also do farmers markets, and we have a lot of field trips with kids coming in. And in order to be safe, you got to have enough people regardless. So they will be helping with our farmers markets and helping in our vegetable gardens and with our daily chores of our farm.
Well, that's very exciting for them. I'm sure they're really excited to join you.
So I'm going to see if we have Carrie. Carrie, are you back? There we go. Okay. Did you have any questions for Vanessa?
I do. Okay. So sorry about that. I'm having terrible connective issues. So let me think here. What is the one important lesson that you have learned along your journey?
My vet, once I've called her several times, upset, crying. Just upset and things. And she told me, you can do hard things. And so every time something comes to me, I say, I can do hard things. That's the most important lesson that I've learned, because farming has a steep learning curve. And if you don't say I can do it and you're not positive about it, then you won't do it. And so that's what I've learned.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's really powerful, Vanessa. Thank you for sharing that. And now for a fun question. Do you travel, and do you bring your goats to Grand Rapids?
We do travel, okay. But the cool part is that we have we're in a Goats on the Go. We have a Goats on the Go affiliation program. So there's a representative that's closer than I am. So we all stay in our territories. So there's one in Kalamazoo and there's one in Grand Rapids.
Gotcha. Okay. Tree Schneider, who works here, was asking. So sure.
Yeah,
Sounds like maybe her property could use those goats. So all right. Well, great job, Vanessa. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So that was Vanessa Frias with Willowbrook Farms in Cassopolis, Michigan. I just like saying that. That's fun to say, Cassopolis. Okay. Up next, we have Tiffany Blackman with Bread and Basket Marketplace. Hello, Tiffany. How are you?
Hey, everybody. Great. How are you?
We're doing well. And let's just take a moment and admire once again your background and how it looks like it could be fake, but it's not. It is real. Yeah.
It's the shop. It's the new location.
Judge Taylor's face was like, what? So yes, very nice. Okay, so we're going to bring in your slides into the presentation here. And so Tiffany, how this works, I know you know this, but I got to say it. So there are 3 minutes on my timer. And when you start talking, this will start its countdown. If need be, if you're not finished by the time that it is done, I will call time and you can finish your sentence and then we'll go into a Q&A with the judges. So are you ready?
I am.
Okay, great. Go ahead, take a deep breath, let it out. When you start talking, this timer will start. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Blackman, founder of Bread and Basket located in Battle Creek downtown. I started my company after discovering that many entrepreneurs lack access to local retail space. And the rising cost of operations makes it hard to justify the risk of opening their own brick and mortar. Shopping local is exhilarating, but can become frustrating when you don't know where to find local goods. Pop-up vending and seasonal markets leave gaps for customers and brands when trying to buy or sell local in Battle Creek. We solve these issues by uplifting and connecting small business brands to the retail market in an affordable and consistent way, creating a shared resource and platform for increased sales and exposure year-round. In 2021, I opened my shop on Michigan Ave and stocked 25 vendors. We offer an array of high-quality goods like natural bath and body products, candles, specialty foods, and delightful gifts, all made in small batches. Bread and Basket Marketplace is modeled after successful markets like Eastern Market in Detroit and Made in Kansas City. The unique spin we offer allows our customers an introduction to more than 40 minority-owned brands, a multitude of goods in one location, and retail as an experience. My customers are primarily women 32 to 48 that are family-focused and looking to shop for local items that are hard to find online or in major retail stores. We have a current customer base of 1,500 and 50% retention. Brick and mortar shopping is thriving. With the US market at $7 trillion, the Michigan market at $48 billion, and Battle Creek at $38 million, there's still room for growth. And despite concerns about e-commerce dominating, big box stores like Target and Walmart are reaping revenues in the hundreds of billions, 80% still brick and mortar. In 2023, we reached capacity with 75 vendors and decided to move to a larger space. We experienced a 200% growth in revenue from our 2021 base, and our net margin increased by 40%. We're projecting that by 2027, our annual revenue will be $250,000. With a recent relocation and a plan to scale, I'm asking for $10,000. $6,000 will be used to purchase furniture and fixtures, increasing our capacity to serve more vendors, and infusing excitement about local retail shopping for even more customers. The remainder will fund a retail management system that accurately tracks revenue, expenses, and payouts. These funds will positively impact over 75 businesses, of which 90% are owned by women. Thank you.
3 seconds left. All right, nicely done. Yeah, there you go. You can tell you practice. All right, now we're going to go into Q&A with the judges. And so this round, we're going to start with Taylor, then Carrie, then Brandy. So Taylor.
Awesome. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you so much for your pitch. So my question is, how do you source the vendors that you'll be including in your marketplace?
Yeah, 2 different ways, really. Well, 3. Sometimes they come to us. But then we also put out a request. So we actually have some pitch nights coming up soon to invite new vendors. And we just added clothing from all the way from St. Joe. There's a Battle Creek connection with a friend, and time to expand, man. There's a lot of boutiques that are looking to expand into different Michigan markets. And we want to make sure to reach out to those folks. And then lastly is that we do offer wholesale, much like Target or Walmart does, where they're buying directly from brands. And I personally am curating those brands from small businesses across the US. And that's where a huge majority of our minority owned is coming from, where I can get all natural soaps or body washes or body butters made by either Black women or women in general. So
that's incredible. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tiffany. Great presentation. I can tell that you are definitely very excited about what you do. It comes through. So thank you. What is one of the most unusual vendors that you have?
Oh gosh, unusual. I don't have any like super interesting, like off the wall kind of vendors yet. We do a lot of home goods and all natural bath and body and gifts. But I will say the most interesting one right now is New Story Community Books, because they are a bookstore that's actually one city over that live in Battle Creek as owners. And they've been looking for retail space for quite a while, but it's a lot to add a second location, to add second staff. And they offer the most like variety and just an indie bookstore being right in our backyard now. So that has been super cool, seeing people come in and be like, oh my gosh, there's books. So that's super fun.
Very cool. Thank you, Tiffany. Great presentation.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. And first, I want to say, as someone who works in the space of supporting entrepreneurs and innovators, this is such a huge deal that you're doing this. A lot of them struggle to find places to set up. They can't afford to do brick and mortars themselves. So to have a space where they can be and actually start to thrive is amazing. So kudos to you for that. Miley, how is set up for you to get revenue from the products that are in your space? So that's one thing I think like I might have, and it could have been in the business plan, so I do apologize if you're repeating this. Is it a commission based on items sold, or do you purchase them directly from the person? Because I know you did mention wholesale. So kind of what's your overall model?
Yeah, sure. There's actually 3 sources of revenue when it comes to that. The first one is when I curate items wholesale, then the profit comes straight back to the business. So I buy it outright, profit back to the business. The second is if a vendor is hyper local in the greater Battle Creek area and they're selling with us, they pay monthly a small fee to be in stock, and then everything they earn is coming back to them minus a transaction fee to cover that. And then third is that we actually, although I don't absolutely love consignment, there are some forms of consignment that make a lot of sense for locals. So artists and furniture sellers can do consignment with us. And then once they sell, we'll take a percentage and then they get the rest.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You've been in a pitch and then you're gonna host a pitch. So are you getting ideas?
I am.
So you're gonna be like a pro. You're gonna know how to do that.
Well, I've helped other entrepreneurs pitch in the past too. I'm a small business coach and trainer. So it's just cool. It's a great way to practice what you love, what you're passionate about. And although this is my first big pitch, I was so excited to be here because I'm like living and practicing what I preached for like the last 5 years. So
very cool. We are really excited to have you here. So well done, Tiffany. We're going to let you get back to that Zoom room, but thanks so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. So that was Tiffany Blackman with Bread and Basket Marketplace in downtown Battle Creek. I'm going to have to take a little road trip. Teresa and I are going to road trip and go visit. Okay. And our final finalist this evening to round out not just the established category, but the entire Mid-Michigan WomanUp and Pitch competition is Dr. Cassie Briggs with Success in Science Career Coaching. It's a lot of C's, but I did it. So, Dr. Cassie, how are you doing this evening?
I am great. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Did you have some slides that you wanted?
I do. They will pop up right next to me.
Okay, all right. Then we'll let you get to that in just a moment then. Okay, so you are going to round us out this evening, and I know you're going to do a fantastic job. So how are you feeling? How have things been in the Zoom room this evening?
Good. It's a phenomenal group of women and some wonderful businesses. So I've already started collaborations. It's wonderful.
Oh my goodness, I love it. That's what we love to hear. It's not just about the prize money. It's about the networking and connections and collaborations. That was fantastic. Okay, but enough of me. We want to hear from you. So how this works is I have 3 minutes on my timer, and when you start talking, that countdown will start. If need be, if you're not finished, I will call time at 3 minutes. You may finish your sentence, and then we'll go into a Q&A with the judges. So take us home, Dr. Briggs. Take a deep breath, let it out when you're ready.
Michigan quarterback J.J. McCarthy enters the NFL draft with Coach Harbaugh's support. Morris Peterson builds his NBA career following his stint at MSU with Coach Izzo. Elite athletes have elite coaches, as should every career professional, and that's where I come in. Hi, I'm Dr. Cassie Briggs, founder of Success in Science Career Coaching, where we help students and emerging professionals in science and medicine reach their full career potential. Our unique approach blends firsthand science expertise with certified coach training. This STEM-tailored approach was inspired by my own experience, where generic advice nearly cost me my career. I was told by my college career center that I would need to take out yet another loan for grad school. But that's not the case in most STEM grad programs. They actually pay their students. Fortunately, I discovered this before the grad admissions deadline, and I did indeed become a biology professor at Michigan State. Many of my peers were not so fortunate, hence why I'm on a mission to help the next generation of STEM professionals avoid the pitfalls of generic career advice. Thus far, we've coached over 60 clients, led dozens of workshops, and partnered with the university to build career curriculum, tripling our revenue each of our 3 years in business. But more importantly, we've maintained our 5-star rating and continue to deliver success stories like Jada. Jada, who applied to over 50 jobs without a single offer, but while working with us, landed an offer for every job she applied to and started her dream job last July. I'm here today because we are ready to scale and broaden our reach. There are over 25 million emerging STEM professionals in the US, and 3 million of them are searching for career support right now. We want to be there for them. And the best way to do so is through a suite of digital courses. And unlike other online learning platforms, we offer holistic support, helping our clients through every stage of their career journey, from high school to retirement, by delivering informative content and building a supportive community. As someone who was raised in a low-income household, my heart is to bridge the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Doing so will not only promote diversity in STEM, but also benefit the communities they serve. Your investment would support our ability to produce and market this high-value, low-cost service option nationwide, allowing us to be both more inclusive and more profitable. I invite you to join us in building a legacy of success and empowerment in the world of science, because coaches aren't just for athletes anymore.
Time. Oh, bet you didn't practice that either, did you? Man, the finalists really have practiced and get right on that 3-minute mark. So well done, Dr. Briggs. So now we are going to go into some Q&A with the judges. So we're going to start with Carrie, then Brandy, then Taylor. So Carrie, questions that you may have.
First of all, great presentation. Great content. Loved the business plan. I'm just curious, you mentioned one of the stories, but can you share perhaps another that might have been like your biggest success story?
Ooh, I don't know if I could name a biggest, but I've had several recent ones. One client of mine, he is about to graduate undergrad. literally zero experience in wildlife biology. We're working with Olive Garden on his resume. And he just landed 10 interviews 2 weeks ago. So for us to be able to translate those skills in a way that's meaningful to an employer is huge. I also had this 41-year-old woman who has taken time off work to raise her kids. She just got into her dream master's program. And so stories like that just is why I do what I do.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much for the presentation. So I do know your business is focused on the STEM related fields. And so how do you navigate working with individuals where they don't want to go into academia? They're looking for obviously like a position, and it may not be necessary. Is it all kind of STEM related positions, or do you also help kind of show that those skills can be applicable in other industries?
Yeah, I mean, we're really niched in the STEM space, but that's broader than it sounds, right? So it's science, technology, mathematics, engineering, and all of medicine. So doctors, surgeons, nurses. And so I do have a client right now, actually, that started her college career really interested in science. And what we're talking about right now is urban planning. So there are instances where I work a little science adjacent, if you will. But yeah, we're very supportive of that. But the main premise of why I do what I do is because that basic advice that you get isn't always the best advice. Like the fact that I almost gave up on my dream because I thought I'd have to pay more for college, which is true in a lot of the humanities fields, and even in the medical field, but not true in what I was interested in. And so that's what I'm here for, is to kind of fill in the specifics of those science disciplines.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much for your pitch and your business plan as well. I know you in your business plan, you did speak to discounts for that private coaching because again, finances can be a barrier for a lot of folks. Can you speak more to how like an individual would qualify for that discount as well?
Taylor, I really appreciate you bringing this up because I know there's a lot of people out there listening to this pitch as well. And I just want, one, career coaching is out there and it's a thing and it's accessible. Two, I actually started a scholarship program for Michigan juniors, so high school juniors, and they get a year of free coaching with me. And we meet every other week talking about exploring careers all the way to the college application essay and how to pass those quote unquote weeder classes in college. And then I also, in terms of the discount, I have a free consultation. So anyone interested in coaching can meet with me for 30 minutes. I'm a talker, so it sometimes ends up being the 45 minutes. But from there, they can apply for my financial aid program. And so there's objective criteria that basically determines whether they're eligible for an interest-free payment plan, a discount, sponsorship, all the way to pro bono. And I will tell you, I always have an active pro bono. I always make space for one.
That's wonderful. I love that there's a variety of solutions to really meet folks where they're at. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right. Well, once again, Dr. Cassie Briggs with Success in Science Career Coaching. Thank you for rounding us out this evening and well done. We'll let you get back to that Zoom room and we'll talk to you a little bit later. All right.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Okay. So judges, we've come to the point that I know you've probably been secretly dreading. You actually have to, decide who's going to be first, second, and third place in each of these categories. So as much fun as it was to hear all of the ideas this evening, we do award cash prizes to the top 3 in each category. And so what we're going to let you do now is go to our super secret judges deliberation room. And so you can go ahead and exit here, this room, and head on over there. Thank you so much for your time reviewing those business plans ahead of time. Just the thought and that you have put into asking questions and providing just kind of your feedback and some comments. Could not have asked for a better group of judges this evening. So thank you. We'll let you go and see you a little bit. Well, we won't see you again, but you will be watching a little bit later. So excited to have you watch. Thanks again. Okay, so all of the pitches are done this evening. And so we've heard from 9 incredible women who are business owners and looking to get those cash prizes to grow their business. Now, as I said, and I love that some of them have brought this up too, it's not just about the cash prizes. Are they great? Yes, absolutely. But it's about forging those connections and networking and collaborating. One of the things I love to hear is after the pitch workshops, because we put West Michigan and Mid-Michigan finalists together in a workshop, and then we put Southeast Michigan and statewide food finalists together in a workshop. So they get to meet one another, they get to interact, they get to practice their pitches on one another. And then I will hear later on how a year later, some of them are still connected and talking to one another because they made this great connection there. So just things like that is really what it's all about here. And growing those businesses and supporting one another. Well, we've come to the part of the evening, where you, the viewers, get to tell us who are your favorites in some of the categories that we mentioned earlier. And so how we're going to do that is there should be a Google Forms link in the chat for you to click. And you can do it on your device that you are watching from, or if you're watching on a TV or your computer screen maybe, and it's nice and big for you, we have a QR code for you. So I'm going to do this with you because otherwise I can go through it just a little too fast. So I have my phone. You can hear me. Go ahead, pull out your phone. Maybe you got to walk up to the TV a little bit. That's fine, or whatever monitor you're watching from. Open your camera app on your phone. Place it in front of the QR code. All right. And then you may have to angle it properly. I got my link to come up, and now I see this Google Forms screen. It says vote for your favorites below. So again, those categories to vote in are best hook or your pitch opening. So they snagged you right in. You're like, yep, I got to listen to more. Go ahead and choose your favorite. Most creative visuals. Again, this could be slides. This could be a background. It could be something they held up for you. We saw quite a few. I was very impressed this evening. So most creative visuals, go ahead and vote for your favorite. And then the most passionate presentation. This is a hard one. I heard a lot of passion this evening. So this is gonna be a tough one. So vote for who you thought had the most passionate pitch presentation this evening. All right, so go ahead really quickly, just take a snap of that QR code. There's also, Julia was putting the Google link in the chat, and we want to hear from you, and we're going to announce those just a little bit later. Oh, one other thing I forgot to do. So want to do some shout outs to people who I saw were watching, who are previous pitch finalists and even winners. And so I saw, let's see. So we had West Michigan last week. Danielle Fogel with Spark and Logic, a winner last week. I saw you comment. Welcome. Thank you for supporting everybody else by watching. And I'm sure you're just like having that sigh of relief that yours is done, but also here supporting everyone else. We appreciate that. Evia Marshall, Creative Canine Pet Services, also a winner in West Michigan last week. Welcome. So glad you're here supporting. And Dara Mayo with Wiseman Tree Experts. Now I pulled that out of my brain off the top of my head, so I think that's the business name. Let me know if I'm wrong. Wiseman Tree Experts, yes, a winner. Oh goodness, this was a long time ago when we were still doing these in person, so it was pre-pandemic, that I know. Thank you so much for logging on and supporting. We really appreciate it, and all the support of everyone watching for all of our women entrepreneurs this evening. And now I would like to bring our Chief Lending Officer, Lisa McCallum, back into the stream. Lisa, you've been listening this evening. What do you think?
Are you kidding? I love the passion. It's amazing. So hello, everyone. I'm Lisa McCallum, Chief Lending Officer at Michigan Women Forward. None of this would be possible without our sponsor, Consumers Energy Foundation. Let's watch this video.
When you think about caring for your community, what comes to mind? Maybe it's improving education or encouraging workforce development, fighting hunger or eliminating homelessness, preserving the environment, or supporting the arts. Consumers Energy has been giving back to Michigan for well over a century, and since 1990, we have been helping local communities grow and thrive through the Consumers Energy Foundation. Last year, Consumers Energy, our charitable foundation, employees, and retirees gave over $11 million to Michigan nonprofit organizations. We're investing in what's most important to Michigan: its people, our planet, and Michigan's prosperity. The Consumers Energy Foundation is committed to ensuring all Michigan residents thrive economically and have access to world-class educational resources. We're focused on creating grants that protect and strengthen the health and sustainability of our state's land, water, and air. And we're dedicated to ensuring Michigan's businesses and communities are growing with world-class resources. For more information on how the Consumers Energy Foundation is caring for our communities, visit consumersenergy.com/foundation.
And here with us this evening is Catherine Wilson, Executive Director of Corporate Giving at Consumers Energy. Just to say a few words, welcome, Catherine. Did you enjoy listening to the pitches?
So many creative ideas and just so much enthusiasm. I'm blown away every time. Thank you, Lisa. So I'm very happy to be here as part of the 2024 Michigan Women Up and Pitch competition. I want to definitely give a shout out to Carrie, my coworker and colleague at Consumers Energy, for being a judge tonight. She definitely has a really tough role, big decisions to make. This is my first year participating in the pitch competitions. I know, Ellie, you said at the beginning, this is the 7th year, and it's just the quality, the competency, the professionalism, the ingenuity. It's remarkable, and it's so fun to watch. I'm just rooting for you all. I realize tonight is just such a culmination of so much hard work, both on the part of the volunteers and mentors and coaches, but also hard work. I mean, I think it starts last October, putting together your business plans, working with coaches, and planning for your pitches tonight and answering questions. You just did a great job. At Consumers Energy, we're dedicated to ensuring that Michigan business and communities are growing and thriving, and that includes creating opportunities for entrepreneurs and who can bring critical ideas to the table, like those of you who have inspired us this evening. We work for and invest in what is most important to our Great Lakes state, our people, planet, and Michigan's prosperity. And Michigan's small businesses are critical to a prosperous economy. Consumers Energy Foundation is really proud to be a longtime supporter of Michigan Women Forward. And throughout the years, we've contributed nearly $2 million for Michigan Women Forward, this pitch competition, and other vital programming that they do. Our support for MWF is part of our commitment to Michigan's female entrepreneurs and small businesses across Michigan. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here to participate. It's just great for me. I'm new in my role to be able to see the impact of our grant making. And thank you again to all of our finalists for sharing your vision and plans for growth. And you've just been an inspiration to me. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Catherine, for being here tonight. And thank you to Consumers Energy Foundation for always being a part of Michigan Women Forward and our work. I was a volunteer prior to joining Michigan Women Forward. I am also newer in my role, 4 months in. However, without companies like you, foundations like you, these competitions and so many other support services would not be possible for the entrepreneurs. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And speaking of support services, I manage our Women's Entrepreneur Initiative team. So I oversee all of our business development activities. I oversee our lending activities and our technical assistance activities. And so as we think about an entrepreneur and the support services that they need to be able to be lending ready, to be capital ready, to be funding ready, to be grant ready, we can really help entrepreneurs at Michigan Women Forward. Every entrepreneur that is listening tonight has had heart, a dream, grit, and is a force to be reckoned with. And we are here at Michigan Women Forward to support you 100%. So if you are interested in learning more, I would encourage you to think about subscribing to our newsletter, which is called Scale. It's a bi-weekly newsletter. You can learn all sorts of pro tips and tricks. You can get information about grant opportunities that are available to you, networking opportunities that are available to you. I think earlier we heard about the importance of synergy between entrepreneurs, and you never know where your next collaboration is going to come from. So I would really encourage you to go to our website, www.miwf.org, to subscribe to our newsletter. And if you are interested in learning about funding opportunities, grant opportunities, a business loan, please call 586-599-9535. I would be happy to talk to you. Again, the number is 586-599-9535. We're not credit-based. We're not collateral-based. We look to tell the story of the entrepreneur, to understand who the entrepreneur is, what idea they have, and how we can help support them. So please, please consider supporting Michigan Women Forward, connecting with Michigan Women Forward, and associating with Michigan Women Forward, because we're here to support you. And with that, I will turn it back to Ellie.
Well, thank you, Lisa, and thanks for giving us some information. So we put the link to the website, link to subscribe to the newsletter, and everything going on within the entrepreneur world here at MWF in the chat. Also, the phone number is put in there as well. So go ahead and copy and paste, take a screenshot, take notes, whatever you got to do, pass it along to someone who you think needs it. We would love to hear from you or from that person you know who's looking into starting a business or growing their business. So Lisa, thank you so much. And we're going to let you go for now, but we'll bring you back just a little bit later for the award announcements. So thank you. Okay, everybody, if you were watching earlier, I said it. It's all going so well, right? Then I knocked on some wood. All right, so I screwed up. Yes, I gave you the wrong QR code. I'm sorry. So we did repost the Google form link into the chat. I'm going to do that one more time here, okay? And there it is. So we are going to give you to the end of this video to click that link. Sorry, I do not have an updated QR code. I already made notes to triple check it next week, okay? So I learned my lesson. But we posted that link in the chat. So go ahead. You have until the end of this next video. So actually about like 10 minutes. So you got some time, don't worry, to vote for your favorites in the best hook, most creative visuals, and most passionate pitch this evening. But now we want to hear from one of our participants and finalists from last year. And so one of the things that we love is getting an update from previous finalists and winners, and to hear just what the experience was like for them. You know, what it was like preparing for the pitch, because that's the aspect that you, the audience, don't get to see, right? So you see the final product, which is so great. So then we get to hear a little bit more about their journey and their experience, and also what they did with the prize money and how that has grown their business over the last year. And so this evening, we are really excited to hear from last year's winner in the startup category, Shawnee Newbecker with True Heart Photo. I sat down with Shawnee a little bit earlier this week, so let's watch. Hey, Shawnee, thank you so much for sitting down with me this week, just to hear a little bit more about your business, your experience with the pitch competition last year. And then we definitely want an update on what you're up to now, about a year later. So let's start out with telling us a little bit about your business, True Heart Photo. What is it? What do you do? How did you get it started?
So True Heart Photo is a photography company that empowers community voice through photography. So my true heart is to lift and empower community. And so that's what I do with my lens. I lift and empower the voice of community, whether it's small businesses, organizations or local community events highlighting the beauty and the culture of that event. That is really my specialty. Also, I love highlighting the sacred moments in people's lives as well. So, yeah.
What are some of those sacred moments?
So, it's really interesting. So the latest one that I did, which was really beautiful, was a family who I had heard. I was talking to a friend and he said, yeah, my mom's moving out of our family home that we've all been raised in. And so she's really emotional about it, and it got a hold of my heart. And I was like, okay, you tell your mom if she wants me to come and capture those moments with all of you are coming together. And it was around Christmas, right? And he had told me it was Christmas Eve, and I was like, oh, but I had to do it because it was just so special. It was a sacred moment where all the family was going to be together. And what came from that was the most beautiful photos that they'll have forever. Just the last time that they were all together in their family home. So stuff
That
like
sounds really special and not like a typical family moment you would traditionally think of, but
yeah.
something that they can definitely treasure for the rest of their lives anyway. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. So thinking back to the pitch competition, or actually before the pitch competition, so it's like over a year ago, I'm asking you to get back through the cobwebs there, but how did you hear about the Woman Up and Pitch competition in mid-Michigan, and what made you decide to apply?
So I heard about it after I did 53 Voices competition. So I was in 53 Voices, but how I heard about Michigan Women Forward in general was through Adrian and James from Flint Soup. And they had highlighted you guys to me. And so I entered the 53 Voices, and I did that, and it was a great experience, but I was like, no, I want the next one. So I said, whatever's next. So my eye was on you guys, and that's when the Women Up and Pitch came up shortly after, and I entered that. So,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you apply, and this is something that some people may not know who are watching. So you apply in October, go through a process, submit your application, a 2-page concept paper. Then we have reviewers that review all the applications and score them. And then we take the top 10 finalists who apply for each competition, and those are named our finalists, right? They're paired with a coach to help them put together that business plan, help them put together the 3-minute pitch. And so once you were named a finalist, I think that typically happens about December-ish time. So you're named a finalist. Take us through that process and what that was like preparing, because it's kind of a multi-month thing.
Yeah, it was over a series of months, I remember. And again, I'm going back through the cobwebs of last year, but I just remember that it was a lot. We had a lot of emails and we had a lot of appointments. And so we had to do pitch competition or pitch workshops, and of course, meeting my coach or my mentor, which was amazing. Shout out Kevin Kettles, you're amazing. And yeah, and just kind of going back and forth, setting up appointments with my mentor, and going through that whole process, and just meeting and really just trying to work through the business plan, which was my most challenging thing, by the way. That was like a really, really hard effort for me. But just going back and forth with my mentor, and then of course all of our workshops and the practice pitch, of course, which that was crazy for me too, because I wasn't really ready, but it ended up really well. So yeah, it was a fun process. It was quite intense, but it was both educational and, I mean, it was so helpful. I mean, all of the different things that you guys had in place for us was critical for the finished product, if you will.
Yeah. And before you and I were recording, you were telling me that just after everything happened, after the pitch competition was over, you had to take a moment and kind of decompress.
I did. I had to take like quite a bit of time and just process, because I'm a slower processor and I take things in deeply. And so this process, I faced a lot. I faced a lot about myself. I had to break peace with a lot of things in my life that I didn't know were still there, like a poverty mentality that was in my mind, that I couldn't do these things. I wasn't this smart. I had to do a word by word study on these business plans. I didn't know what these words and things meant. So I had to do all kinds of Googling and researching to even know what was being asked of me, because I had never had, you know, business owners like in my life like this. I didn't know this world. So it was a lot. It was a lot of work and time and effort, and then also just battling inside of me of whether or not I was good enough for this, you know, good enough to be a business owner, you know, smart enough to be a business owner. And so I had to really face that and overcome that. And so afterwards, I was wiped out. So respect to all the ladies who are putting it down and working hard. And it's okay to take a minute and process, because that's what I had to do. It was absolutely necessary for me. Yeah.
Typically an aspect I think that we don't hear about enough. And I'm sure you're not the only one who has gone through that in the years that we've been doing this. But obviously you are good enough to be a business owner, and you are good enough because you won a pitch competition. You won this one. You were the first place in the startup category.
Yeah, I was really, really proud of that. Blew me away because there were so many incredible competitors and businesses amongst us. And anyway, so what did I do with the money? I have been investing in equipment. I've been investing in things, everything that I need to have a studio. So I have a studio downstairs in my basement. And I've also enrolled in courses to help increase my skill set, because as much as I know that I had a talent, there's been a lot of areas where it's been revealed, I just need work. You know, I just need to learn a little bit more, how to do this better, a little bit more efficiently. And so really the bulk of my time has been investing in my foundation of my business. Whether it's skills, processes, how I do things, and the quality of which I do things, it's all been invested in that. So it's all been foundational, which is so incredible, because if we have a strong foundation, then we can just keep going, you know, later on. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Okay, so here we are a year later from that pitch competition. And so you just told me what you used the money for, how you invested it into your business. You know, what other growth have you seen in your business, and what are your future plans for True Heart Photo?
So my growth really has been in my skill set. My growth has been in experience. I've also learned a lot about boundaries in my business, which has been really, really good, because when you're a new startup, a lot of times, you know, you just want to say yes to everything. And, you know, I just had to realize where my limits were, you know, and the direction that I was moving in that's true to my heart, right? So I've been learning a lot about that. It's been a really wonderful and difficult process, let me tell you. I mean, learning your own boundaries, it means that they get violated a little bit, you know? So I've just been learning a lot about that, learning a lot about how to interact with my clients and honor them well. And of course, like I said, the foundational skills, oh my gosh, I've learned so much about photography in the last year. It's been I feel like I'm on a crash course and I'm just in over my head, but I've learned so much skill. It's been incredible growth-wise, and I can see it in my work. So I'm really, really excited about it. Yeah.
Well, that is exciting. And Shawnee, if people want to see your work, they want to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
So if you are on social media, you can do @TrueHeartPhoto, and that's TRU Heart, HEART, photo, and then www.trueheartphoto.com. And that's, again, true with no E. And that's where you can find me, reach out to me. I would love to have anybody who's interested just reach out.
So that was Shawnee Newbecker with True Heart Photo, photographer and maybe motivational speaker somewhere in the future. I think that her words resonated with quite a few of us, and I really enjoyed chatting with her and catching up a little bit this year. So thank you, Shawnee, and congratulations again on your win in this competition last year. And so we are that much closer to getting to our winners announcement this evening. But before we are there, we do like to hear from some of our staff here at Michigan Women Forward, so that if you're looking for some business technical assistance, some funding and a microloan, or maybe you want to apply to the pitch competition next next year, because this just excites you so much. We want you to be able to put a name with a face, and so we like to use this opportunity to introduce you to some of our staff members who you may not know. And so I do want to introduce you to Maggie Toole, who is a Business Development Officer. She operates in St. Clair, Macomb, and Oakland counties. And so talked with her a little bit earlier this week just to hear more about her role here at MWF. And here's what she had to say.
I've been Business Development Officer at Michigan Women Forward since October of 2021. My role at its core is really about developing relationships and building trust with community partners and entrepreneurs within the small business ecosystem. So I basically identify who needs help, and then I connect them to resources that will prepare them for success. So that help sometimes comes in the form of our own in-house technical assistance, but then also third-party resources. So basically, I like to say we like to empower through education, and it's really not about giving a man or woman, in this case, a fish, but teaching them how to fish, right? So in addition to all of the technical assistance, of course, we do have the microloans. So I help our clients with their microloan application, usually by making sure they're prepared with the documents that they need and they know exactly what to expect when applying for a loan with Michigan Women Forward. They don't have to go at it alone, and sometimes that's nice, right? They have that relationship with me and somebody that they can trust. And I mean, really, that's what means the most to me about my job is seeing them succeed, because when they succeed, I succeed. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
Okay. So now the areas that you work in, Oakland County, Macomb County, and then St. Clair County, and you're based in Port Huron. So what is MWF doing specifically in the Port Huron, St. Clair County area right now?
Yes. So right now, I partner with SBDC to offer how to write a business plan classes. You need a business plan to apply for a loan. You need a business plan to get into pitch.
Very true.
Yep. I help with the business plan class with SBDC in partnership with them. Also, the EDA, so that's the Economic Development Alliance, has a Smart Zone hub here in St. Clair County and in all of the Thumb counties. So they're planning a boot camp, and we are a strategic partner with the EDA on that program as well. It has some grant funding available with that. We've held some technical assistance programs in Port Huron. Let's Get Your Financials in Order was a great class that we offered small business owners and entrepreneurs. Got 8 weeks, I think, of training that included small business finances and QuickBooks training.
Great.
So that's just some of the things we're doing. We're always out and about and looking for ways to help.
Yeah, and getting people, helping them with that business technical assistance, getting them ready to apply for the microloans, and then so that's great. Thanks for letting us know what's going on there. So, What is your favorite part of your job? Like, what just fulfills you, gets you out of bed in the morning and happy to go to work?
Yeah, so I love getting calls, and I still have clients that call me and invite me to come and see whatever new they have going on, whatever news items on their menu or something like that. But I love getting calls and text from my clients that I've helped in the past. It's very fulfilling. It's a feel-good position. I go to bed at night and I feel good about the work that I'm doing. I feel good about the people that I've helped. And like I said earlier, when they succeed, I succeed. So just makes me feel good that I'm making a difference.
Yeah, I love that. So if somebody is interested in maybe learning a little bit more about what's going on or a microloan and what that process is like, how do they get started? Who can they reach out to you, and how do they get in touch with you?
Email is the best way to contact me. So I like to kind of keep a record. and that's easier way to contact me. So email is preferred, but by all means, you can call my cell. I, again, cover St. Clair County, Oakland County, and Macomb County. So even if you're not here in Port Huron, I can come to you. And I just try to make it as easy as possible for my clients to get in touch.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Maggie. We appreciate your time today and hearing a little bit more about your role with MWF and what you've got going on. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So glad we got to hear from Maggie Toole, Business Development Officer here at MWF. Love working with Maggie and the work that she does. So we're almost there, like so close. I can taste it. But before we get to our winner announcements, I do have to give a couple of thank yous. So the first is we pair all of the finalists up with a coach and a mentor when they are notified that they're finalists. So we have just wonderful volunteer coaches across the state who help us out every year with every competition, and just really, really amazing business owners themselves, those who work in the business world for banks or just financial institutions and really, really know their stuff. And so we wanted to say thank you for the coaches in the mid-Michigan region this year. Here's a list of them. So go ahead, just glance through that, take a look. And if you happen to know one of those individuals, make sure you send them a nice text or email, or next time you see them, say, hey, I saw your name. Thank you so much for coaching this year. And then, of course, my wonderful teammates here at Michigan Women Forward. And so there are several of us who you've seen on screen. However, there are many working behind the scenes to make this happen, because this is not a one-person show, let me tell you. And so wanted to give a special shout out to Therese Schneider, who was in the judges' deliberation room and assisting with scorekeeping this evening. Therese now knows that goats travel and may employ some to come to her home, maybe to help her take care of some grass or something. We'll see. But we all enjoy watching these because we're like, oh, we know things now. And then also I want to give a shout out to Julia Elliott, who has been busy at work commenting in the chat. I'm sure you've seen all of her comments, and she's been posting websites and social media handles for all of the presenters so that you can check out all of their services and their products and make sure you support them, right? And last but not least, Tanisha Greer is over in our Zoom room. We call it our green room. It's where all the finalists are, except for when they're in here pitching, okay? So I know they have a really great time in there. She does a great job of keeping it lively and calm and just keeping everybody on track and on schedule. So appreciate her work doing that. Really, it's a team effort. And so we love what we do. Can't do it alone. So, okay, now we are finally at that point in the evening where I'm going to bring Lisa McCallum back, and also Catherine Wilson with Consumers Energy Foundation back. We'll give Catherine a minute to get on camera. All right. Okay, so here we are. I do not envy the judges. I'm sure it was a very difficult decision. And just to remind everybody, so judges read business plans ahead of time, and those were 60%. And then they heard pitches this evening that were 40%, right? So very, very difficult decisions. But I'm going to turn it over to both of you. And we're going to start with the startup category, third place. I would like to say, for the audience vote, because they were in the startup category, Suzanne Jones with Women Move won the best visuals. So congratulations, Suzanne. All right. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to take myself out, and I will let you ladies have it.
All right, and now the moment that you've all been waiting for. So we are going to start with our startup category winners. Catherine, we're going to start with third place.
$2,500, and the third place winner is?
The third place winner is grad finder Dr. Larissa Ankley.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
You
Congratulations.
are most welcome. Congratulations. All right, Catherine, we are going to second place for $5,000.
And the winner is?
Sober-ish, Miss Kim Gamas. Congratulations, Kim.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right. And now, the moment of truth. We are going to the startup first place winner.
$10,000.
Yes, ma'am. That is Take Flight Financial Coaching. Miss Ukbad Keenan.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Fantastic.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay, now while we are waiting for the established to come on in, we are going to watch this video. So fun to watch all those reactions, and especially some of the ones here tonight. So, all right, before we get into our established results, it looks like we are missing Tiffany Blackman. She cannot connect. Tiffany, can you hear us by chance? Okay. Oh, wait. We might have her. Tiffany, can you hear us? Okay, there we go. We have her. Yay. Okay. Whew. Because I can see everybody kind of like backstage here. So I just want to make sure that we have everybody. Oh, okay. So technology is working. It's not failing. Before we get to the announcements, though, we did have some audience favorites from this group as well. So the best hook went to Dr. Cassie Briggs. Congratulations, best hook. You also won most passionate pitch. How about that? All right. So you hooked people in and you just kept them with that passion. So congrats on that. But I'm going to give it over to Lisa and Catherine to announce the winner.
You know, announcing the winners is so inspiring and exciting and always is the best part. Wouldn't you agree, Catherine?
I agree.
Absolutely. So now we have the established category winners. And we have our third place winner
With $2,500.
$2,500. That would be Miss Tiffany Blackman of Bread and Basket Marketplace.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And now we have our second place winner.
$5,000.
$5,000. That would be Dr. Cassie Briggs. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. The moment of truth has arrived. Are you ready, Catherine?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. All right, for $10,000. That is the Goblin King players, Miss Christina Lakey.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you are most welcome, and congratulations again.
Thanks.
Well done.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. And thank you again to our sponsor, Consumers Energy Foundation. If you enjoyed tonight, be sure to tune in at the same time next week, March 21st, for our Southeast Michigan competition. Good night, everyone, and happy entrepreneuring.